How's it going, everyone? I hope you're all having a great day or night. My name is Rumpelstiltskin, and welcome to the revised tutorial on my Trovian Chunk Castle. Now, I originally had created a tutorial for this back in the early stages of my channel before I had gotten into any editing whatsoever, and I also never got around to getting it finished. So I'm hoping with the power of editing I can get this done a lot more efficient, and also in one video this time rather than breaking it into multiple parts. Now, I call it my Trovian Castle because it is based on a cornerstone I had created in Trove, and if you'd like to see what that looks like, stick around to the end of this video to find out. So it's a chunk castle because it fits within a 16 by 16 area, which is a chunk in Minecraft. It goes down to bedrock or to skycap, but this will only be 38 blocks high, well technically 37.5. But anyway, it's made out of multiple patterns, which I'm hoping to utilize to my advantage to make this tutorial a little bit quicker. So I hope this is easy to follow and that you enjoy this castle if you would like to build it for yourself. Let's get started. Alright, real quick, let's go over the recurring patterns you might want to get familiar with because we are going to be recreating these several times throughout the entire build, some more than others. But let's start off at the beginning with the red, marked with the red wool. This is the double window. And as you can see, it's just 5 wide. It's got some andesite on the bottom. It's got 3 bricks and slabs on top. That pattern is also going to recur for almost all of them except for the tower wall, which is the next one here. This is what I call the tower wall, marked with the orange. It's just got a simple trapdoor window, and it goes andesite, 3 bricks, andesite, and then the slab. So it's the only one that changes up the pattern here. But that's how the tower wall is built. On the yellow, we have the just regular window wall, single window wall, and it's the same as a lot of the other ones. It's just andesite, 3 brick, slabs, and then the accent block and garbage block, which I'll explain later down the line. It's not going to be seen, so it won't matter. The green is the door, obviously, and it's got a little trapdoor window, also an accent block. We got the bastion, which is marked with the blue. It has little slits in them. These ones will actually be seen, so that whatever material you decide to use, if you don't follow my guide here, that will be seen. These ones won't, so those can just be whatever besides the accent block. And then finally we have purple, which is the pillar block, and it is quite simply just 5 whatever pillar materials you decide to use if you're not following mine, and then just a polished andesite on the top. And that's it for the pattern. So you might want to get used to and get familiar with these, because you're going to be recreating these several times throughout the entire build. So starting off with the ground floor, or first floor, however you want to call it, as you can see, I already have a floor placed in. You can put in whatever you like. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the interior work for this build, because I figure I'll leave that up to you guys to do with whatever you will. But I'm just going to be building the shell for you, so that way you can get that finished. So as you can see, this is made up a lot of colors on the whole outside wall. So now, since this is just recurring patterns, which are over there, over and over for this entire floor, which is probably the easiest floor to recreate, I'm going to, in the interest of time, only build 2 of them with you on camera, and then you can pause or whatever and catch up, and I'll show you what it looks like when it is finished. So that way you're not watching me build the same thing, same pattern 50 times for like half an hour, so it saves some time. So basically all of these purple wool blocks that I have out here are going to be where the pillars go. Now the pillar is quite simply 5, whatever pillar block you choose. I'm using gray concrete if you're following along with me. That's gray concrete, and just a polished andesite on top. That's it. That's it for the pillars. So you're going to recreate that on every single one of these purple blocks. So just basically 5 of these, and then the polished andesite, and that's it. That's all for the pillars. So you're done with that. So just recreate that on all the purple ones, and then you'll be done with this level. So moving on, let's do the towers right now. The tower walls is what I call them. That's the orange ones. We'll just go in kind of rainbow order. So these are pretty simple, just like everything else on all the other walls, as you probably have noticed. It's andesite, 3 bricks, and then the slabs, or at least on most of them. The tower one is a little bit different. But we're going to start off with the andesite, and then we're going to move on to the bricks. So 3 brick high, 3. I'll just build both of them together with you, since there are just these 2 for the tower walls. So once that's finished, you're going to go back to your andesite, which is the polished one. This is the only one that actually does this, that kind of breaks the normal pattern. And then you just put slabs on top, double slabs, smooth stone slabs, and that's it. And then you're pretty much done. All you have to do is put in these, like this, and then when you get the trapdoor, just put the trapdoor right there. I don't have any on me right now, and I don't want to fiddle around looking around forever, so I'll just leave that and fill that in later. But that's pretty much it for the tower walls. All you have to do now is just, like I said, put the trapdoors in, and you're good to go. So let's move on to the orange, or the yellow, I mean, which is just the regular windows. Now you may notice that this one is 6 wide, so you're like, okay, what's up with that? Because there aren't any 6. They're just, you know, it's 3. Well, it's basically just, it literally is just 2 of them next to each other. So in order to do this, what we're just going to do is just the polished andesite, just the 3 bricks on either side. I actually have the glass here, which I'm using black stained glass just to add some more color to the build, and then just the slabs. And this is where the accent block is going to come in. So also garbage blocks. I call them garbage because they can be really anything you want. So basically the accent one is the only one that's going to be visible, because on the inside this is where the floor is going to be, so you're not going to see this. And from the outside, the crenellations are going to be here, which I'll show you in a moment, which when I'm finished with this floor, and it's really easy to do, and I'll show you at the end. But yeah, they won't be seen. So it can be any material whatsoever that you want to just put there, so that way it helps put the blocks in place. So that's one window, so let's just build another one real quick, even though it's pretty simple. It's just that, the smooth, or the andesite polished. You got the bricks, 3 bricks tall, and then you just got the slabs, and then your 2 garbage blocks on either side, and the accent block, and then just the windows, and you're good to go. Oops, got a little bit of lag there. Okay, and then just keep building that on the yellow, and you'll be good to go. So, moving on, green, the doors. Okay, so there's 2 doors on this one. I don't have any of the doors on me, so that'll be okay. You'll just have to, oops, it looks like I built this with the purple. So let's fix that real quick. Okay, so the doorway is 2 polished andesite, go figure. And then 3 bricks. 3 bricks on top. And then the slabs, you guessed it. And then this one is a little bit different. So where the slabs go, you'll put an upside down stair, and then you'll put a regular going upstairs, just like that, so that way you'll have a little window where you'll put a trap door, and then the door obviously right there. So this one's just same as the window. You'll put an accent block, and then you'll put a garbage block, 2 garbage blocks, whichever ones you want to use right there, and you're done with that. So now the bastion walls. So those are pretty easy. That they get a little tricky if you're in survival. So what you're going to do is do polished andesite again. Start with the bricks. You do the bricks next. You do them like this, so that way there's a little gap. And then you go to regular, like the brick blocks, and then you go back to the stairs. But in order to do the stairs, you got to do them upside down. So a way to do that is you can put a block and then just move on to the next layer with the slabs, and then break this one, and then come underneath and do them both like this, so that way there's a gap. It's kind of mirrored as it is down here. So finally, all you need to do is get some andesite, is what I'm using, just andesite like that, and that's it. So let's build one more real quick. So andesite, and then the stairs like this, brick blocks, and then we'll put another one real quick, slabs. We'll just go ahead and put the andesite up here, and then finish it off with the upside down stairs. And that's it for the bastions. So now the final one, actually that's it. No, sorry, I was going in color order, but I forgot I already did the pillars, so that's it. So I'm gonna take a minute and off camera and get the rest of it finished and show you what the first floor or ground floor will look like. Well, actually no, I forgot this one. That's what I forgot. I felt like I was missing something. It's over here. This one's just a double window. It's the red. It's literally just like a double window, except it has the 1 in between instead of the 2. Like, see here, it'll be 2 in between. So like it'll be there's 1 window, and then this will be the other window with like the double blocks in between. But this one's just going to be 1. So basically just the 5 andesite, and then you'll do like that with the 3, and then the slabs, and then the garbage blocks. You're going to have, well, this one actually, you'll notice that it's 1 block lower. It's because well, I call them garbage blocks. These ones you'll actually be able to see. The reason why I don't have a 6th layer on that one is because the 3 times that it appears in this build, it is different every time. I think it's 3 times, and it'll be different every time. But that's pretty much it for this build, or this first floor. So I'm going to fill in the rest, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to show you what it should look like for you when you fill in the rest of the materials. Alright guys, so if you followed all of the colors and built the rest of the building, this is what it should look like. This will be like the front, obviously, and then as we go around, this is what it'll look like with all of the finished blocks placed, all the patterns in place. I showed you how to build a couple of them, so hopefully it was easy for you to follow along with the color codes. But yeah, this is what it should look like when it is all said and done. A couple of things to note: when I was building the double wall over here, I actually alternated these, so it doesn't quite fit the pattern, because normally there would be an accent block here and 2 garbage ones there. So just to let you guys know, on either side, those will be swapped. So they're just, like on this one here, it'll be swapped, the second one, so that way, and I'll show you in a second why it's like that. But anyway, so I have my trapdoors here, which we'll just place above the doors, just like that. And then I'm using dark oak doors. You can just place, I don't really want going that way, let's go, yeah, that way looks better. The other way looks weird to me for some reason. So anyway, yeah, that doors, obviously, and then the just trapdoors. You also want to do that for the towers, which are over here. I think you'll have to do it from the outside, so it matches like that. There we go, and that's pretty much it for those. So let's move on to the crenellations real quick. This is actually really simple to do. All you do is on the garbage blocks that are above the patterns here, you'll just put upside down stairs over them. So like I said, you won't even see them. You put 1 slab there and then just 2 on the stairs. And that's it. That's all it is for the crenellations. And like over on this side, where this is why it's alternating here, what you're actually going to want to do is put a solid brick here, because it's going to be in a corner. And I figured that was a lot easier, because you can't really, if you use a stair, you're going to have, you know, a corner missing. So you can't do the corner stair in there to make it fit. So then you use stairs on all of the garbage blocks, just like that. Or in this case, it's just the andesite. And then it's the same, just the slabs in between on the top half of the color block, so you can see that. And then just the slabs on all of the stairs, and that's the whole crenellation. So you want to do that around the entire build, and then you'll be done with the first level. So yeah, just keep following all this. It's real simple, nothing too fancy, and yeah, you'll have this done in no time. So you're already done with the first level, which is, like I said, it's the easiest one, and the next one's actually real simple too, which you'll see in just a moment. But let's get this finished. And this should be it. Yep, I believe that's all of it. So if you have been following along and it has been easy for you, hopefully, you should end up with something that looks just like this. Alright guys, moving on to level 2. Now this one is real simple, just like the last one, maybe even more so because it doesn't have the doors. So one of the patterns is already removed from this level here. So basically, instead of where the doors are, you'll just put windows. I have replaced the top level of all of the patterns with the colors, just so that way you can get a look at where you need to put the patterns on there. So you'll quite simply just be putting them on top of the patterns that you have already built. You won't need to remove this, because this will be where the accent block is, and then the 2 garbage ones. It'll be built right upon those, so don't worry about that. I'm just putting the colors in place, so it'll help you see where you need to put those. So yeah, this is real simple. Just repeat. Basically, it's a repeat of last time. The only difference is you'll have windows here, which are the andesite, the 3 blocks, the slabs, and then the accent block and the garbage blocks on either side. So yeah, that's all you have to do, and you'll have this level done in no time. This one's real simple. It's only the 3rd and the 4th level that gets a little bit more complicated because of the differences. But yeah, this one will get you'll be done in this in no time, because it's just a repeat of all of the same patterns that you've already recreated here. So just go ahead and take a look at the colors here. You can pause it if you want to kind of get a layout of all of it, and just keep recreating everything that you had, and you'll have the 2nd level done in no time. So I won't show you all that stuff because you already are familiar with the patterns, or hopefully by now, because they're pretty simple to follow. And just keep building on all the colors, and I'll bring you guys back when I show you what it looks like when it's finished. Alright guys, so the second level is in place. I hope this has been easy for you to follow along with, rather than me just building it block for block. I'm trying something new and I hope it's improved. So anyway, yeah, if you recreated all of the patterns where it should have been, you will end up with this. You can pause the video at any moment. I'll try to scan through this real slowly, so that way if you need to pause at any moment, just to get your bearings and just to make sure that this is what it should look like when you get the second level in place. It's like I said, it's just it's basically just a recreation of what you just did on the first floor, minus the doors in the front and on that side there. But yeah, it's just recurring patterns over and over again, so this should be very simple, or at least hopefully it is for you. I just figured save some time rather than building every block for block. But anyway, yeah, the crenellations will go here as before, and I'll just build a couple more with you just so that way you know how it goes. But yeah, it's real simple. Just like here in the corner is the only one that's a little bit different. It's just the solid block, and then you have the slab, so you can see the accent block, whichever one you choose. I just choose, like I said, the blue terracotta, and then just the slabs on top of the stairs. It's just like that. This might actually be changed just a little bit later on, because we still have the little balcony area to build in for the next level. But this is what it should look like when you have it all done. Let's see, I missed a couple of windows here. But yeah, it should just look almost exactly like the bottom, minus the doors, like I said. But yeah, you can pause at any moment, make sure that this is what you'll have when you're done, and you'll be almost halfway, pretty much almost halfway there. Alright guys, level 3. Now this is where it gets a little bit more squished and compact, and it's going to get a little bit more complicated, but hopefully I can relay it to you in a way that you can follow along with. So in this one, there are some squished ones, because as you can see, this one green block in between, it's quite simply just the windows with the middle of the door right in between it, but I'll build with it on camera with you so you can follow along with that. But let's start off with the balcony and get the bastions and stuff, or the bastions finished off with the crenellations on the top, how I did it. So this is the one spot where the garbage blocks will actually be seen. So like if you don't want andesite or whatever you've been using as a garbage block there, you can replace it with something else. I'll just do polished andesite, because this is going to be where you're going to walk on, and I'll get rid of that so that way that is seen. This is seen rather than the other andesite. So just like that, I'm going to fill in this level here with just some bricks. This is going to be, like I said, the little top balcony area. So you're going to be walking around on here. And so what I end up doing is, for the very top of the bastions, right on top of the andesite here, is I do the bricks like this, or the brick stairs like this. And I like it like that in a way because you can actually walk right up to it without falling off. So if you want to use this for like defense and shoot arrows from here, you won't have to worry about falling off. It's a little mix up from how I had it last time. So on here, what I'm going to switch to is full blocks in between, so that way it gives it more of a defense on the top rather than the half slabs that I've been using for the crenellations previously. And then it's just the same on this side, the stairs like this and like this, so that way it's got like the one block in between, and then you just put the brick block there, and that should be it. And then you have the crenellations for the top, the battlements, so you can hide behind those, shoot, all that stuff. And that's it for that little area here. So now let's move on to the actual building itself. So this one, as you can see, I already have it color coded for where you need to build it, the recurring patterns. So you should be pretty familiar with this, hopefully by now. So I'll build in a couple of these towers. Like I said though, in the previous one, these wool I'm just using to replace the blocks because there would have been a polished andesite here. So you're just recreating the pillar on top of your block. You won't have to add the wool like I'm doing. I'm just using that there to give you a visual representation of where you need to continue building. And all of the pillars pretty much continue off, except for like a few, like this one here. All of them usually, start off from the next pillar. So it's just you're just stacking the pillar design over and over on top of it. Like this one here will actually be where the crenellation will be. So you'll just have a slab right underneath this one, which I'll replace later on. But let's just keep going around here and finishing this up. So like we'll do the windows just as before. So the andesite on the bottom, the 3 bricks the slabs on top. And then I believe this one is actually slightly different with the accent block because the design for the crenellations at the top of this one. So let's fill in the windows and then get the door in place. So yeah, this one's got the door squeezed in between. So all you just do is just put the, not like that, you just got to put the stair like that, this one upside down, and then you'll put a trap door right there, and then the door on the green spot there. But this one, I believe, is actually different than the other one because it goes like this, and you'll have the garbage blocks like that instead, because you will have the crenellations in a different design than previous. So it is slightly different, but as you can see, it just so you can see the color in between there. So let's finish off the rest of this. I'll come back in an aerial view again if you need to pause, and then just fill in, you know, the pillars where the purple's at, finish up a couple of more windows where the yellow's at, and then finish up. The tower is pretty much just the tower. So like everything here will just be a reoccurring pattern of because it goes all the way up. It's the only spot that uses the tower, so it's pretty simple to follow. So I'll bring you guys back when you should have the rest of this finished, and we'll start working on the roof, and then that will be it for the third level. Alright guys, with those in place, you should end up with what looks like this. You can pause at any moment if you want to double check and make sure that everything is lining up right. So this is what you should end up having. You'll have the two windows in place, you'll have the tower walls, the pillars, and this door I built with you on camera. So you'll have these little gaps here, and you'll wonder, what the heck do I do with those? Well, it's quite simply just the same pattern you've been doing just to fill this in, just like that, and then those. And then I think just the garbage blocks because it'll be covered. So just do that the same on this side too. Not there. Andesite, 3 bricks, slabs, and then just the garbage block on top, and that'll do it for there. So now you're just about done. So we're going to start on the roof for the attic. So in this little window area here, this little side view, what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to put these here, these andesite. You can use brick if you want, but I'm going to put them like that and go 3 high. Because this is where the little eyelet window is going to be. So you're going to put brick there, brick there. So it's going to look kind of like an eye. You're going to put a little trapdoor window here. So let's put some stairs just like this. There we go. So we'll have this little thing there, and that'll be the end of the wall. We're going to start building the roof on top of it. So we're going to need I'm using dark oak. You can use any kind of stair block that you want, any wood or any other material that has stairs. So I'm going to put a block of, of wood just all the way across here. There we go. And now with this, when you start the stairs, you're going to want to put the back of it up against, not like that, like this. There you go. And then you're going to want to crook it out and then go all the way to wherever you're trying to put it. So like over there. And then this one will be the same. You're going to put the back of it on that wall, and then you're going to crook it, make it go around the corner, and then connect it to over there. Okay, so for this one, you're going to put it there and here, and then you're going to have it come out one more, and then in, and then over. And some of this is going to be cut off. You don't have to go all the way over to connect, because some of it's going to be taken out. So let's do the same thing on this side, like that, crook it, and then just go over a little bit. Okay, so now for the last little bit of the roof, you're going to put one upside down. You're going to leave that gap there. You can put in a block here, and then put a slab on top. And then we're going to want to, you can, if it makes it easier, you can just block that in, just so that way you can get the last bit of stairs here to go around like this, and then just put one block, and that should be it. The rest of it's going to be filled in with walls. So what we're going to end up doing is you're going to want one wall to come out to here. So it's going to have like this gap with the pillar in it right there. And then this one is going to be right here. And then you're going to build up just like the little fillers. Oops, not like that. Like this, just like matching. And then the slabs. Oops. Oh, lag. Got a little bit of lag. Okay, there we go. So that's going to be like that. Well, then this one's going to come out to, you can put those down just so you can build upon them. So you're going to want to have upside down stairs right here. I could just use this actually instead of instead of using that. Just upside down stairs like that so it lines up, so it'll look like walls on the outside. And the reason why I do that is because I use this for storage, and it'll make it so you can put a chest right underneath here and open it up. So this side's going to be the same. You're going to have two underside stairs just like that. And when that's done, you're going to want to fill this in with just following the material line. So just bricks and then slabs. And then right here, you're just going to want to quite simply just put bricks and then fill them in like that with those. So now we're going to want the accent block to finish off the crenellations and stuff. So right here, we'll just put an upside down stair, and then we'll put the slab on top, and then we'll have another stair go this way right there. And we can also, this one will just be the same on like that. But what we're going to end up doing is let's get one of our accent blocks out, because I think we're done with the wood. So we can put accent block there. I believe here, you can pretty much put accent blocks on like all of these if you want. I think that one won't show. You could probably just put a brick there. This one will be a stair. This one will be a stair. This one will be a stair. And in this gap, you'll put slabs like that. This one can be a block, put two here, and then leave that one there. And that should do it for the third level. Now you'll have this roof, this roofed area, which I call kind of like the attic. You'll have the preparation for the little addition tower kind of add-on for the fourth floor, and you should have all the windows and stuff in place and stuff already. So you should look like this when you're done. Oop, I missed this spot here. There we go. Good thing I went around. And it'll look like this. So that'll be in preparation for the fourth level. So that should be it. I hope that was easy to follow. This is probably the most tricky one of all because of the difference with the walls and stuff, the roof, and the little different building parts instead of following the same patterns. So let's move on to the fourth level. Nearly there, we have part 4, so this is going to be the last level of the castle that it'll be inside because the rest will be a tower. So this is the layout for it. It's a lot of recurring patterns. These is the last part that'll use the patterns. The rest of it will be a little bit different. But yeah, this one's actually pretty simple. It looks a lot easier than part 3. I think the third level is probably the trickiest of them all. This one has a lot of the patterns in it. There's a couple of gaps, which I'll show you how to fill those in just a moment. But yeah, this is it. This is it for the patterns. So let's do the double windows here real quick, which is what the red is. So we'll do the 3 blocks high, do the slabs across, just like this. There we go. You can put the windows in if you want to already, or just save that for later. I'll just do it now. So then we'll have the accent block, garbage, garbage, and garbage. There we go. So that's one wall there. So you'll just repeat that over on the other red line. The yellow line is just quite simply the single window. So you'll go 3 up, andesite on the bottom, 3 up with the bricks, slab, slab, slab. And then I believe this one won't really be seen. So you can just kind of garbage block all the way across if you want, because I think these are all going to be pretty much covered up by other things. So yeah, that's pretty much done there. So just continue with the rest of the yellow windows for here and there. This is the last of the pillars. So yeah, you'll just have to do 5 and then andesite. And then the last for the tower walls, which it'll continue up a little bit more, but it'll be slightly different, which I'll show you. I'll build that with you. But yeah, it's just the same as the other ones, 3, andesite across, and then finish off with the slabs. And that'll be it. And then, well, just about. I always forget this part. I get confused with the windows sometimes. Okay, there we go. So yeah, just put a trapdoor in there, and that'll be good. So I'm going to finish off the rest of this real quick, and then I'll bring you guys back, and I'll show you how to fill in the gaps, and then we'll finish off the detail work, and we'll be done with this level, and we'll be really close to being done. Alright, so finishing up part 4, we have a couple of walls to build, and then we have some detail work. So let's start off with filling in these gaps. We'll just do the same thing, kind of as before, only this time we're going to be putting in, you could put in whole windows if you want to, but I'm putting in trapdoor windows. So, I mean, you could leave that open for whole windows if you wish, but I'm just going to go with those. I think I got rid of my crap blocks. Let's see. Yeah, they won't show, so it won't matter. Okay, so let's do over here. This one's pretty much the same, only it's 3 blocks across instead. So it's just the gap in the middle, and then the slab, 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 and then some junk blocks that aren't going to be seen. So I mean, yeah, like I said, you could leave this a full window. I'm going with the trapdoor windows, just because I feel like this level already has enough windows as it is. So I'm just going to do that, and there it is. So now let's put in the cobblestone supports. Now this is completely optional. You don't have to put these in. I'm just putting them in so it adds a little bit more, because I wanted to make it a little bit more angular than having more supports recurring down there. So let's put in these on these corners here. 4 here, 5 on the other one. So you'll see this one's 4 high. This one is 5. So then we're going to be putting in the roof up here. So if you have, I might want to just get the block out. It might be easier. The block instead of the slab, so I'm not doubling it up. So you want to put a block there, block here, upside down stair with slabs on either side. Same all the way around, so upside down stair, slabs on either side, and an upside down stair with a slab on that side, because that one doesn't have the rest of it. Okay, so now that that is there, we can start filling in the rest with stairs. So this one is going to go over the gap, and then in, and then over the gap again, and then across. So then this one's going to be over, on that block, over, oops, over, and then across to connect. Okay, so then up here, we're going to go across, in, oops, come on, work with me. There we go. Gotta get the bottom of it. There we go. Across, and eventually it's going to leave a plus sign in the middle is what you want. So when you get to this level here, you're going to want to connect these across, like this, and you're going to want, this might mess it up. Yeah, because it doesn't like to do that sometimes. There we go. Okay, so now that that's there, you gotta have this plus sign so you can fill this in, and then you can just put not stab, a stair, a stair, a stair, a stair, and then just the block and a slab. And there you go. There's the little roof area. So let's get the crenellations put in real quick. So this one is going to be right there, and then this one right here, here, and here. And then just as before, you fill these in. I'm going to leave the top empty right now because those are actually going to be higher. So let's put one there. Let's put one above, on the lower part of it, above the cobblestone. So let's put that there, and then there we go. And that should do it for part 4, or level 4. That should get it completed and preparation for the last bit, which is just the tower on the top. So at this point, this is what you should have. At this moment in time, this is how much we have built and what it should look like. And you can pause at any moment if you need to take a double check on your work to see if you have the exact same thing as I do. It looks like I actually missed. That's what's nice about doing the flyby, because I can see if I've actually missed something. Let's just fill that in with stats so that way it's not showing. There we go. That should work. Okay, so let's work on the tower. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this whole roof section, and these what I call the crap blocks, the ones that usually aren't seen, those can be replaced with something else because they're going to be seen here. So if you'd like to replace that with whatever, depending on what you're using as a crap block, you might want to replace that. So what we're doing is we're just filling in this top, because this is where you're going to be able to stand on the roof. So let's get the crenellations put in real quick. So these ones are going to be full blocks, because I'd like to do that when it's up here on a level that you're on, so that way you have more defense, hide behind. So that's what I'm doing with the blocks, like this, and then you can put a slab on, let's see, get my slabs. I need to put one floating. So I'm going to do that, and then block. Let's fill these in with slabs. Just about done. Let's do over here. So we're going to go block, 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 slab. And then you can even fill these parts in too if you wish, just to kind of block it off from the roof section. Okay, so that's it for the crenellations up here. So let's start on the tower. So the tower is going to be just like all the other ones. It's just like this. Pretty much, but except the top. The top's going to be a little bit different. So let's do 3 high. And then what we're going to do is put andesite, and then the slabs in the center like that. So we'll put these in, and that'll be what the wall looks like on this side. So then we'll continue it on this. So let's get the bricks out, go up like this, and then andesite with the bricks in the center. And then these ones here are just going to be 2, and then bricks all the way up. So brick, 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 and then we'll do andesite, slab, andesite, andesite, slab, andesite. There we go. So then we'll put upside down stairs here, and then we're going to put a half slab on the bottom and connect it with cobblestone fences like that, and then we're going to put those all the way around this. So half slabs on the bottom parts, and then we're going to put a block above those and the ones on the center. So block like this, and then half slabs in between all the way around. So now at this point you can just fill in the top here, or this portion here, just so it closes off this tower. And if you really wanted to, you could just leave it like this. If you're fine with just this and you don't like the very tippy top, you could leave it like that, and you could have the staircase go all the way up here. So you could just have this to look out on. But I'm going to keep building according to how I did it. So we're going to do 5 of these, 5 up. Let's see if I get down to the bottom. There we go. Oops, didn't go 5. There we go. And 5. Oops, that one went too high. So now you can just fill in this part because this isn't going to be seen. It's going to be out of the way. We're going to put stairs like this, because this is where the you can put a lamp in here and have a little bit of a lighthouse effect, like a little light on the top if you want. So let's do this all the way around, upside down stairs, leave the gap. Okay, so let's fill in this, just so that way it's easy to build upon, because we're just about done. Okay, so this is what it'll look like. It's getting close. So then we'll put the cobblestone fences like this up to the top. Just a couple more. And almost done. And now we can put in the roof. Little roof section. So we're going to put an upside down stair, slabs on either side. Upside down stair, upside stair, slabs. Just about there, guys. We're almost there. Okay, so now it's real simple. You just got to connect stairs all the way across and make it like a pyramid. Just like that. You could fill this in if it makes it easier for you, or if you just like things filled in like I do sometimes. Don't like little gaps. Okay, so let's just top it off. Oops. And there we go. There's the build. It's fully completed, or at least, well, we can put in the trapdoors real quick. And I'll show you how to put in the staircase and any of the floors, or the way I did it anyway, so that way you can put in your materials, whichever one you feel goes with the build. But I'm going to just, you know, kind of fill in these little spots that I missed with like the trapdoors and stuff. And I'll meet you guys back when I'm ready to show you the other stuff. So at this point you guys should now be an owner of a Trovian Chunk Castle of your own. So if you go inside though, you may notice that it is a little lacking because I haven't shown you that yet. So what I'm going to do real quick is show you how I built the staircase. And so what you're going to do is you're going to come to the center of this tower, because this whole tower is going to be the staircase, because I suppose you could use ladders, but I'm not really real big on ladders. I don't like them in builds. I like to try to put staircases in as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is make a spiral staircase, and you can take any block you want. I'm just going to use polished andesite and go all the way up through the center and just connect it to the top of the tower here. And then once that's done, you're going to go all the way to the bottom, and then you're going to take a slab, any slab that you want to use with. I'm just going to use smooth stone, and you got to put the first one here because it lines up with the floors. I haven't tried it doing it the other way, like starting it here and then having it go around. It would probably match up, but just for the sake of this, I'm just gonna not experiment and just build it the way that I had it before. So yeah, you're just gonna keep going around. When you get to this one though, you're gonna have to kind of do something like that or similar, because you're not gonna have a block to place upon the slab. So I'm gonna keep doing this all the way up to the very top, and then I'll show you how to make the floors, or how I make the floors, and then how I connect the stairs, because some of the stairs will be a block or two off from the rest of the build. So I'm just going to take some time and get this finished, and then I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready to put in the floors and help you connect the stairs. Alright, now as you can see, I have the spiral staircase going all the way up to the roof, and if you want to put in the floors, the simple way that I do it is, well, one of the things I add is I add a wood pillar, a log pillar here, and then I connect it across. Let's see, oops, I put it down one too low. So you put it across on the slab part, so you connect it to here, and then you do the same thing on the other side. And this I just do to add like support beams, because it gives it some level to the roof or the ceiling. So what I'm going to end up using is slabs. I'm just using birch because it's lighter and it kind of brights up the inside a little bit. So I'm just going to fill in everywhere with slabs, and the reason why I'm doing slabs is because it makes the lower floor, like this one right here, look a lot taller than if I used blocks, and it also has the beams stick out a little bit, but also because that way whatever block that you decide to use up here, like if I want to put an accent of andesite around on the outside and then, you know, like wood in the center, I can do that without it showing on the roof on the bottom, which is what I really like, because then I can have whatever design here on the bottom with slabs, and then I can have whatever floor. I mean, I know they have carpets and stuff, but I'm not really a big fan of carpets. I'd rather have like the floor itself. So you're going to keep continuing to do that. Here on the second or first floor, however you call it, this one will have the same beam, but then after that it's just the floor. It's just, you do the same floor. The only one that's going to have just slabs and not be completely finished is the what I call the attic here, because this one is just going to be the slabs, because this is where you're actually going to stand. So make sure you pay attention to that if you're going to use this method of putting in the floors, because this is going to be just the slabs here in the roof with the wood roof or whichever stair you went with, and then this will be up a level like this. And the reason why I have that go down is so you can fit 3 layers of chests right here, and it gives you a little bit of headroom and stuff. So all you can simply do is just put like a couple of slabs there, fill this in. You could probably fill that with stone so it looks better, but you know what I mean, like just so that way you have a way up to this level. Okay, so now let's talk about how to connect the stairs, because as you can see, if I put these here, the stairs aren't lining up. So what you simply do is just put a layer, one down from that step, of slabs, and then underneath what I do is I put stairs upside down to kind of cover up the wood and also smooth it out a little bit so it's not so blocky. So that one goes up, but I believe if you fill in the next row, this one here, this one's below. So it's basically the same thing, just reverse. So you're just going to put this on the bottom, like that, the bottom section of the block, and then that way you can just, when you're coming up, you can just step right on. And then this one, I don't think, I'll have to see. Yeah, this one is a little trickier with the stairs, but you could do that if you wanted to, but it's going to look a little funny. So, because you're going to have the slabs right here. So what you could do is you could just double up the slabs for this, and then just fill in the rest with whatever else slab that you're using. So that's pretty much it. You just continue that all the way up, and when you get to the very top, because like this one will be one that's above, And that's just the way that I got the staircase going, because I wanted a spiral staircase. Like I said, I don't like ladders. I wanted to actually have a staircase. And then when you get to here, all you do is just replace these 2 blocks with a slab, like that, and then you can just simply walk right up. Or you could use those as bricks, like brick slabs, so that way they blend in with the wall, or the floor. But there you go, that's pretty much it for that, the floors and the stairs. So I'll bring you guys back in a second when I'm prepared, and I'll show you some optional stuff that you can put in place of some things. So to finish off the episode, I'm just going to show you some things that I've added to as like optional things that you could do to change up the build a little bit. As you can see, I've removed the door here and just added a window, so the main entrance is now through this little yard that you'll have in the corner of the chunk. I've just put a simple fence around it, just something kind of slapped together, just to show that you can use this as a little yardage or something like that. Throw your horse in there, maybe grow some food, something, just so that way you have your little lone area. You can use it as a main entrance, or you can have, you know, the door where it originally was put, or you could put a window, whatever. Up here you could have a balcony or 2. You could even, you know, fill in some of this area so you can give yourself some room to kind of look out upon whatever you have in the area. Let's see, if you go to the top, I've added in a daylight sensor to switch to night mode, so you can actually put a lantern inside here and have it come on at night, just so it's a little beacon sort of way, like to kind of guide your way home. If we go inside, I've put in, I'm not sure how much I really like it. I think it would look better maybe if I had Update Aquatic on this version, but I'm playing on the Xbox One. They have bubble columns that you can put in, and I kind of like having that as an accent into a wall, so maybe, you know, you could fill in some of these gaps here with some bubble columns. I think that would look kind of cool. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it. One last thing I did to the other castle, actually, since it was the tower that was involved. If we come in here, I've actually replaced the center of the staircase with glass, and I've put a beacon at the bottom of it. So the entire staircase is now lit up from the beacon, and it just actually just pokes right out of the top of the tower. So I think that's pretty cool, because then you can have the effect of the beacon and also just the light, and shine your way home. So that's pretty much it. If you have, I'll show you real quick, all the floors and stuff put in like the way I had it, or showed you how to do it. It'll look something similar to this. You'll just come down and come down to this one. I think you can even drop down and it won't hurt you in survival. But yeah, this is like the chest room, like I was telling you about how I did in the attic. This is the one that just goes down. But other than that, everything else should be able to be different up here than it is in the ceiling. So like if I come down here, this is like what the finished one would look like. But that's it, man. You guys have your own castle. Should be ready to move in at this point if you've had everything else done. And that's it. I hope this was very helpful for you. I hope you enjoy your castle. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night. Thank you so much for watching and for any and all support that you give. I really appreciate it. I've been Rumpelstiltskin, and I'll see you later.